Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. We are so excited to share with you a little bit more about test paneling. Now, you may be already familiar with test paneling, or you may be new to test paneling, but test paneling actually is not very new at all. Actually, I learned about test paneling, oh my gosh, years ago from actually one of our other area directors, Lynn Purser. But when Dawn actually gave us a challenge, like back in May, like I think it was it 2021, in order to attend an event at her home, we had to do 100 new faces. We had to get 33 new skincare customers and 10 new recruits. So that may sound familiar to you as well. That is known as Team 100. We also have Team 50 and Team 30. So you can kind of pick which team, whatever works best for you. But she challenged us to Team 100. And so in addition to working through in-person events and some virtual events, test paneling is what really helped me cross that finish line. So this is something that we wanted to just reshare with you because you guys, it's come a long way, a long way. It's been tweaked and made even better and easier. I was able to do more. So why test paneling? Because I was able to do more. You can do more in other situations. For example, if you need to get to people that may never have wanted to sit across the table from you or even do it virtually with you, but they would be interested in being able to try the product on their own, this was a great opportunity to do that. Also, it just really expanded the lead of my leads. So what that means is I was able to reach out to people that weren't in my area. I was able to do things across state lines. I'm originally from Michigan as well, like my other Michigan sisters out there. And I have a lot of family and friends that I never had the opportunity to facial or do classes with. And so that just opened up that opportunity. So test paneling can really expand your leads and your whole opportunity of getting in front of more people in a shorter amount of time with a very little investment that would be required, because we are using right now the minis, the skincare minis. And the reason that we're doing this, you guys, is because there's a little more product. And what I have found is that when ladies use it and then they don't get to use it anymore, they really miss it. So that's been really helpful. Plus, this counts towards your Section 1 wholesale versus Section 2, because as Dawn has said, there is no queen of Section 2, okay? Only of Section 1. So real quickly, and all of these resources, you guys, and I know Trisha's gonna re-say it again, but all of these resources are on Dawn's website, and you can find them under Everything Skincare class, and it's called the Beauty Sesh Box, okay? So there'll be a flyer on there. There'll be application on there, as well as the follow-up form that you're going to see in just a few minutes. So we all have a different personality in the way that we put these together. I found some really super cute bags. These are at Hobby Lobby. You get so many in a package and they're very inexpensive. And I have 2 different kinds usually, and there's all kinds that you can choose from. But this is like my combination to oily, and this is my normal to dry, just so that after I ask someone what they are, I can pull it quickly. And in here, you guys, is simply the order of application, and whichever skincare set you are going to send them in either the mail or drop it off. So all together, it just looks like this. So it's super cute and fun. And we just really recommend that you guys have them put together ahead of time. I have a box in my car all made up. So while I'm out and about and I talk to people and I ask them to test panel for me, I just pull which one I need. And then also if I need to drop them in the mail, they're all ready to go. I just pop them in an envelope and off they go. So now I'm going to just send this over to Trisha, and she's going to pick up where I left off.
All right. Thank you, Lisa. I owe everything of my test paneling to Lisa. So if you caught what she said, an event. She went to an event. She wanted to go to an event. Why do you go to events? You get that time of sisterhood, but you get times where you can have these conversations and you can learn from each other of what they're doing and then kind of put your spin on it. But it's also, you're going through training, you know, while you're at events and everything. So it really comes together. So that was for May of 2021 that she was able to accomplish that. And then August of 2021, we went to a director's retreat up at Dawn's Lake House up in Alpena, Michigan. And so we're sitting there at the breakfast table, okay? And I'm sitting next to Lisa and she just says test paneling. And I'm like, what is that? Like, what are you doing? Like, what does that mean? So she described exactly what she just did. And she said, that's all I do is I put that information together. I let them try it and then follow up. And I'm like, God just literally put a light bulb on in my brain. It was like, that's what you need to do. And so really the best way is a track number grows. And so I did not track right away. And Dawn and Raina were asking me for my stats. And I'll be honest, I went to college for marketing and I hate statistics. Like that is not my favorite thing, but they are real numbers. So you can actually get an average out of those numbers. So starting in January of 2022, I started doing a Google form for myself that people would fill out. And then that way I could track who I sent out to, what did they get? Did they do a party? Did they become a hostess? Did they buy the product? Did they become a consultant? And so really it just springboarded me into another avenue, not just in person and not just Facebook parties. People are tired of Facebook parties out there, I'll be honest, because other direct selling companies have kind of worn everybody down with that. So I have transitioned where I start with the test panel and then I book the party from the test panel in that follow-up conversation. Sending out is not going to be your faces. I'm sorry, it's just not your faces. And so we have team 30, we have team 50, and we have team 100. These are all on Dawn's website, okay? So this is what I tracked was team 100. And so it's just a good way for you to know, okay, how many people did I actually talk to? That is a face. How many actually bought the skincare set? That is selling the skincare. And then how many people became a consultant? Okay, that is a good way to track. So really you want to make sure that you do focus on that. So my stats, I'm going to give my stats just quickly here for you. So out of 162 that I sent out, I sold 46 skincare sets, the full size time-wise set. Out of that, I actually booked 53 parties, okay? Out of those, I had 18 personal recruits, okay? So numbers count. You need to be able to track it. Make sure you're tracking it because that's a good way for you to look at the past and be like, okay, that didn't go well. I need to do more. It's numbers. It's always going to be numbers. One thing that I wanted to make sure that I pinpoint, and we're going to transition here, so I'm going to turn it over to Raina, but this is the follow-up sheet that we have. And again, it's called a beauty sesh box. This is in Dawn's website, okay? You can print that out. And Raina and I are about to go through this to show you how to do the follow-up because y'all, a follow-up is the tracked face. Sending out is not a tracked face. I'm going to give you a quick stat. So out of that 162, so 46 bought skincare, that's 1 in 4. 18 became consultants, that's 1 in 9. 53 parties were booked, that's 1 in 3 of the follow-up. So we're going to go through that. So Raina, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Trisha. Can y'all hear me before I even start? Okay. All right. I'm going to do this role playing a little bit differently, you guys, because like Trisha showed you, you have the follow-up sheet that's going to be right in front of you as you ask questions to these people. But part of the follow-up starts with your initial conversation with these women. When you are giving them this go kit, they really need to understand that there is a catch here. You have to talk to me. We have to talk on the phone. It cannot be, Facebook Messenger or texting. No, no, no. We have to talk on the phone. So you need to make sure that these women understand that whenever you are giving it to them. Now, is that going to get everybody to talk to you? No, you're still going to have people who ghost you, or they got busy and they didn't hold their appointment with you. But one thing I make sure is when I give those out, just like Lisa showed you in her wonderful little, gift bags there, I go ahead and schedule the follow-up right then when I'm giving it to them. I will say, okay, today is Wednesday. So start tonight, and then you can do it in the morning and tomorrow night. So what is a good time on Friday morning to call, or Friday morning or Friday afternoon? And I book it right then whenever I give her the skincare set. I get her phone number, get all the information right then. So what I'm going to do, my piece in this is we're going to talk about the follow-up. And I am not necessarily going to ask Trisha like all of the questions, because if you look at this feedback form, the very beginning of it is asking questions like, have you ever tried Mary Kay before? Are you currently on a skincare program? That's the first two questions. And those questions I use to get to know them. Just a couple of minutes, just to get to know them, and you can just elaborate that on that how you want to. But then the next questions are, they're rating from 1 to 5, the cleanser all the way to the eye cream. And then the next question is, have you experienced any improvements to your skin? So those are pretty simple. I think you guys can figure that out when you do the follow-up. It's just to get to know them a little bit at the beginning and then ask those questions. I literally read them from the paper. Of course, I have them memorized now, but read them off of the paper. And then I write, their answers. And when you get to the part where getting to know them can happen at any point of those questions, especially when they start talking to you about maybe the improvements or they love the smell. That's what I've had a lot of people tell me lately is they love the smell. And so, sometimes we get off and talk about other things, along with that, but I'm not going to role play that. What I want to role play is Trisha and I are going to pick up at the bottom questions. Okay. So when you're looking at the feedback form, I really want to elaborate and show you how to do this with those questions, because those are the most important questions, you guys, because that's how you're selling the product. That's how you're getting more bookings. And that is how you're getting career chats. Okay. And so if those are not done properly, you're going to get a no from them. Okay. So Trisha and I are going to show you right now how not to do this. Okay. So you guys just remember, I'm picking up, I've already gotten to know Trisha. We've already talked about, how she feels about the product. Okay. So Trisha, are you interested in being part of future test panels that I do?
Sure.
Okay, great. The only other test panel that I've ever done is like the charcoal mask and the moisture renewing gel mask. So I'll write down here, and then I will get back in touch with you later. So it'll be fun.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Trisha, I have another question. Are you interested in purchasing the Time-Wise Miracle 3D set? Now, Trisha, before you answer me, I want you to know that the big set is 120 and it will last you about, oh, you know what, Trisha, can we just back up? Can we just start over, you guys? And I know you're recording this, Dawn. I'm sorry. I wanted to show you guys how not to do this.
You're fine.
Sorry, I was doing it the right way. Let me rethink my brain. I'm sorry. Back up. This is how not to do it.
Start at the Time-Wise Miracle set if I want to purchase it.
Yeah. Right. Are you interested in purchasing the Time-Wise Miracle 3D set?
Not right now. I can't really afford it.
Okay. All right. Well, my next question is, are you interested in sharing these products with your friends and family?
I don't really know if I have any friends and family that's really interested in doing this. I mean, I just kind of thought I'd try it.
Okay. Well, I sure do appreciate you doing this for me. My last question is, are you interested in hearing more about the Mary Kay opportunity?
No, not at all.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Trisha, for doing this for me. I so appreciate it. And thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
You're welcome.
Okay. ladies,
Don't do
that's
it that
how
way.
you don't do it. Okay. You don't do it that way. Okay. Now I'm going to show you, because I'm in such, a habit of doing this the right way. This is how I do this. Okay. So we're going to start back up at those questions. Trisha, are you interested in purchasing the TimeWise 3D Miracle Set? Now, it will last you 4 to 6 months, and it's $120.
Okay. So it will last me a lot longer than obviously what I just tried.
Yeah, because think about it, Trisha. I mean, when you were using that, think of how little you used whenever you were just trying this for me. So the actual big set, I mean, yeah, it'll last you 4 to 6 months.
Okay. Yeah, I might be interested in that, but not right now because we have some bills that are coming due and I just have to get past that.
Okay. Well, that actually goes into my next question I want to ask you, Trisha. Like, what would you be interested in sharing this with your friends and your family? Now, what I mean by that, Trisha, okay, before you even answer me, is I've got 3 different things that you can do here. You can have a virtual party. And then you guys, for the sake of time, I just explained what a virtual party is. Or you can have an in-person party, where we're all sitting around the table, eating snacks, having a good time. Or you can give me referrals, of women who you think would love to try this product, just like you have, Trisha. And Trisha, listen, if you give me 3, or if I have 3 people who try this product and they actually get back with me like you are, you're considered a hostess and you can get your product for half price. So any of those 3 ways that I just gave you, as far as sharing the product with your friends and family, any way that you choose, a virtual party, an in-person party, or just giving me referrals. If we have at least 3 people present, or, you give me 3 referrals, and they get back with me, you're considered a hostess, my friend, and you can get this for half price.
Well, that makes a lot more sense to me because hey, who doesn't want to bargain on that and want a deal? I think I might do the virtual party. I think that might make more sense for my time.
Okay. And then I would just go into, what that entails, and we just talk a little bit more about that. Okay, Trisha, I have one more question. Are you interested in hearing more about the Mary Kay opportunity? Now, Trisha, I know that this is not something that you're interested in, but one thing that I try to do is just tell everybody. I try to share this opportunity because, Trisha, you may know somebody that needs something like this. There are so many women right now that are looking for an extra way to make money, and they don't even know that this is available. They don't know that Mary Kay is a Christian company. They don't know, that Mary Kay is not a multi-level marketing company. So it's a conversation just like this, Trisha, just me and you, 15, 20 minutes. I just share with you. And when you do that, I'll give you any product that you want for half price.
Okay. Yeah, I think I would do that. I think I would be able to do that.
Okay. So my whole point here for role playing with Trisha like this is, the first time, if you guys remember, all I did, those bottom questions, is I just asked the questions. Are you interested in purchasing? Are you interested in sharing with your friends and family? Are you interested in hearing about the opportunity? And the answer was no, no, no. But the second time I elaborated, I made sure she knew how much it was, how long it would last. And then if she chose to order it, I get her information right then and there before I even go on to the next question. And then when we talked about, the booking of the different parties, I explained all that before she actually answered. And then the last one with the opportunity. I mean, I know you're not interested, Trisha, but I share because you may know somebody. I just elaborate, you guys. When I'm doing this feedback, I don't just read the question, and go down just like that. I elaborate, and you're just creating conversation. You're just making her feel at ease. You're just wanting to bounce back and forth with these questions. You know what I mean? And so that's what works for me. But just asking the questions, you're going to get a yes or no. And most of the time, you're going to get a no. Okay. So
there was one question, if you guys could answer. Tammy asked, am I understanding correctly? You're giving the on-the-go sets and not samples to your cold leads while you're out and about. So would you guys cover that? Because I personally would never recommend just giving a to-go set at $30 to a random person. So share how you are and are not using these after doing this for quite a while.
Okay, I can talk to that just real quick because I kind of brought that up. So yes, I do have them in the car, but you guys, this is for when I am, delivering to maybe customers already and they are not on my skincare. And I'll ask them, hey, will you go ahead and test panel for me? And I have it right there and ready to go. So no, it's not like a cold person like I just met. Unless for some crazy reason, if I just spark, I don't know, just a relationship, we just hit it off or something like that, and the conversation leads to that, absolutely. But the key in that, though, is to make sure that you do get their name and number so that you can follow up with them, and of course, just in a very friendly way, letting them know, how important it is for them to get back to you in regards to doing the follow-up, that they are part of this test panel, that they're important, and that they're counting towards a big goal that you're going towards. So does that answer that a little bit better?
Yeah.
And
Okay,
let me
Well,
add, oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry. I was just going to add to that by saying, but we are giving these Go Kits, or I do, to people who are referred to me, and I don't know them, but we do have a friend in common. So that's the connection there.
Well, and let me just give you some stats here. So I said out of 162 that I sent out. Now I send mine by mail. That's more of what I've been doing. I am starting to do in person, but mine mostly has been virtual in other states. And I always book that follow-up before I even send it out in the mail. And out of 162, so basically it's $14 for wholesale for that you pay for that to-go set. That's part of your wholesale order. It's roughly about $4 in shipping, because it really doesn't, it's probably less than that, especially if you use pirate ship. That is $2,916, but I sold 46 sets at $120. That's $5,520. The profit on that is $2,604. So stop and think. It is numbers. If you send out 5, y'all, my stats, out of 5 skincare sets, given out that actually bought it, 1 out of 4. So if you're only sending out 5, you may get 1 person to buy skincare. If you send out 10, you're maybe getting 2. That's not going to compensate for the money that you're putting out. You have to do more. It's investing. It's no different than putting product on your shelf and doing an inventory order. That is another way of generating funds because you're investing into your business. Are you treating it like a business, or are you treating it like a hobby? That's really the difference.
Yep. And it's Sonia said, when I offer test panel on Facebook, I have them fill out the Google form first because they're C leads, and setting the follow-up before you're mailing it. But with the profits, you said, Trisha, that more than covered the cost of those sales. But what we have to remember with skincare is if you are following up in 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, that's the Mary Kay rule on skincare, 2 days, 2 weeks, and 2 months to follow up with them, you're going to have reorders. And I still have skincare customers that I facialed when I did Queen's Court of Sales my first year in Mary Kay. I still have customers that have used product that long. So when it's skincare and you have residual sales, it's not, you're covering your costs for doing that business. Plus that you could have years and years of growth. Take a look on my website under Dawn's commonly used resources. And it shows you when you build a team of 30, 50, or 100 skincare customers, what your profit is from the sales, but then the reorder profit. And then you think of them hostessing, potential recruits, referrals, et cetera, and expanding your circle of influence. If a business can cover all their marketing and PR expenses, that's gigantic. Businesses don't do that. That's usually a gigantic cost. And it's actually something that the virtual world has helped us cut down our costs. Like you can cover all your cost probably with 10% of your profit for doing your business, which I don't know very many businesses that can run on that. And I'm not including inventory in, because that's not a cost of doing business. You may, that's an investment, 50% profit you're making on it. Okay,
Well,
guys.
Dawn,
Yeah.
if I could just add one thing, you
Yeah.
know, Trisha sold, 46 sets, but that's
Mhm.
just the 46 sets that she sold from giving out the test panels. That does not count the skincare that she sold in those 53 parties.
Mhm.
Right.
So it's actually more money that
Right.
come from that, but
Yes.
that's just what she sold, from handing those out. She
Yes.
got more skincare sets from those 53 parties.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yep. Absolutely. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna stop.